So, what's the real difference between a good leader and a truly great one? It's not always about being the smartest person in the room or having the most technical know-how. Today, we're diving into a different kind of smarts, one that research shows is the actual secret ingredient to amazing leadership.
I mean, we've all seen this, right? A genius, super skilled person gets that big promotion, and then they just crash and burn. But then someone else, who's solid but maybe not a total superstar on paper, just takes off in that same role. Well, this exact puzzle is what Daniel Goleman's research is all about, and it points to one single, often overlooked piece of the puzzle.
Look at this comparison. On paper, that failed genius seems like a sure bet. I mean, they've got the brains, they've got the skills. But the effective leader, while totally competent, has something else going on. The game changer here isn't about raw intellect. It's about having a high level of emotional intelligence, or EI.
Okay, so let's dig into this EI advantage. If having a high IQ and great technical skills are really just the price of admission for top jobs, what is it about EI that actually makes someone succeed? What's the secret sauce here?
Goleman breaks down emotional intelligence into this group of 5 core skills. And let's be clear, this isn't about being nice or soft. No, this is a real, concrete set of abilities that has a direct impact on how a leader performs, and just as important, how their whole team performs.
And this is where it gets really compelling, because the data doesn't lie. When Goleman looked at competency models from 188 companies all over the world, the results were just staggering. Emotional intelligence wasn't just some nice little bonus. It turned out to be twice as important as technical skills and IQ in driving top-notch performance.
And check this out. The higher up you go, the more it matters. At the senior leadership level, pretty much everyone has the technical skills. So what's the real difference between a star performer and just an average one? Almost 90% of that difference comes down to emotional intelligence. Just let that sink in for a second. 90%.
So, what exactly are these incredible skills? Let's break down emotional intelligence into its 5 main parts, or pillars, to really see how it all works.
It all starts right here, with self-awareness. This is the bedrock, the foundation for everything else. It's about having a really clear, honest understanding of yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your core values, and maybe most importantly, how your own emotions impact your choices and the people around you. It's the whole know thyself idea, but for the modern leader. Now this quote, this is a perfect example of self-awareness in the real world. Instead of just quietly being difficult about a project she's not into, this manager is totally upfront about her feelings. That kind of honesty builds an incredible amount of trust and shows that she knows herself. That's real leadership.
Building right on top of self-awareness is our next pillar, self-regulation. This is all about managing what's going on inside your head. It's that little voice, that constant internal conversation that stops you from being a slave to your feelings. It's that power to just pause, think, and choose how you're going to respond instead of just flying off the handle.
And think about the ripple effect of that. A leader who can regulate their emotions creates a workplace built on trust and fairness, not fear. Instead of having a total meltdown, they turn a bad situation into a moment to learn and grow. That just cuts down on all the drama and lets people actually focus on their jobs. Our third pillar is motivation. But we're not talking about the kind that's driven by a fat paycheck or a fancy job title. No. This is a deep, internal drive, a genuine passion for doing good work just for the sake of it. These leaders are pumped up by learning. They love a good creative challenge, and they take a ton of pride in a job well done. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? After a huge professional failure, this manager didn't start pointing fingers or making excuses. She actually saw it as a chance to learn something. That kind of optimism, that grit, even when things go wrong, is exactly what separates the truly motivated leaders from everyone else. All right, next up is empathy. And let me be super clear here. This isn't about feeling what other people feel or trying to make everybody happy all the time. For a leader, empathy is about thoughtfully considering your employees' feelings as a key piece of information when you're making smart decisions. In today's world, empathy is absolutely mission critical. It's about being tuned in to the little things, hearing the message that's not being said out loud, and truly getting where different people are coming from. This one skill can literally be the difference between making or breaking a huge deal. And the final pillar, social skill, is really where it all comes together. This is emotional intelligence in action. You could almost call it friendliness with a purpose.
It's the ability to get people to move in the direction you need them to go. I mean, a leader's main job is to get stuff done through other people, and social skill is what makes that happen. So let's just pull this all together for a second. You can see how these pillars all support each other, right? Self-awareness and self-regulation, that's all about mastering yourself. Empathy and social skill are about mastering your relationships with others. And that motivation piece, well, that's the engine that powers the whole thing.
Now, Goleman's research really set the stage for all this over 2 decades ago. But the big question is, does it still hold up today? Let's take a look at some recent data that explores exactly that. How do employees on the front lines actually see EI in their leaders?
And the answer is a huge yes. In a survey of 100 professionals, a massive 70% of them rated their leaders' emotional intelligence as either high or very high. This just goes to show that these skills aren't some abstract idea. They are real, they are visible, and people value them in the day-to-day grind. And you can see the real-world impact. When they were asked specifically about empathy, one of our 5 pillars, 62% of employees said it directly helped to bring their team together and keep them motivated. That's a straight line from an EI skill to a better performing team. This chart really shows how connected all these positive traits are. You've got emotional intelligence, empathy, and ethical leadership. And they aren't separate things. They pretty much move together. Leaders who are strong in one are almost always strong in the others. It's like they create this powerful, positive feedback loop for great leadership.
Which, of course, brings us to the biggest question of all when it comes to leadership. Are great leaders just born that way, or can you actually make a great leader?
And here is the best part, the most powerful takeaway from all of this. Unlike your IQ, which is pretty much set when you're young, research shows that emotional intelligence can be learned. It can get stronger. Now, it takes real effort, practice, and feedback, but it is absolutely a skill you can develop. This is something you can actually change. So here's the bottom line. Your raw intelligence and your technical skills, yeah, they might get you in the door, but it's your emotional intelligence that's going to determine how far you go as a leader. It's the real engine of success. So the only question left is, what will you focus on?